So I had a weird dream. So I had a weird dream. So my dream. So basically, I'm going to be telling the dream off of how much I can remember the dream. So when I so no, my camera's better. So the dream, it started off with a person like you. I was in the perspective of a person walking around with like dinosaur boots, but they could like heat up for different settings. And then you come across a girl, with like, and then you see a frost roll, and her feet are frozen into the ground, so you have to free her, but you just couldn't find the right setting. Like after you go back, you then are in a different perspective, and then you see Duna from Fossil Fighters there. Like, what? I was like confused, like extremely confused, because hopefully some of you know Fossil Fighters. I didn't play it when I was like really young. Like I would have been like, what was it? Give me a second, guys. Hmm. I would have been 4 at the time when I was playing it. I didn't even know about the game at the time. I'm not even sure the country that I lived in or I'm currently living in has that game. Maybe I have to like buy it online or something. Or maybe the Nintendo Switch has a reboot of Fossil Fighters coming out. Alright, on with my dream. So, and then she has like a doodad like device. Oh yeah, and one little detail that I neglected to mention a few seconds ago. You know Jaden Animations, right? She did like an animation on what her experience was. It was sort of like that design of Duna. So like I'm not a scaly, guys. I'm not a scaly. I've seen things. I've seen things. I just know that I've seen things. So too many things. And I didn't like those things, okay? For all you think that I intentionally searched it up for quote unquote pleasure, I think you're wrong, because guess what? I'm not a scaly. I used to think that scaly was a synonym to anti-furry, and I was horribly mistaken. But I had that revelation after I stopped being a scaly and just switched to being an anti-furry in general. So let's continue with my dream. Like she says, we can't exactly leave yet because there's like this, parasite that might be lashed onto one of us. But then it's like a little, like it's like a strand of her hair comes. I don't exactly know how to explain it. It's like an antennae. Like a yellow antennae, like no, a gray thin antennae with yellow balls with a yellow bulb at the center and at the top. And it wasn't like one of those antennae that looked like man-made. It sort of looked like a fungus. One could say that's the best I could describe it, but it was like smooth, no holes. And then she suddenly changed her mind, and then teleported back. And like, yo, my dreams are weird. Like, I just don't know how I could conjure such crazy subconscious experiences. So, don't exactly remember too much about this part. So, like we got home, like wherever home was in that dream, and then I met a few people, including my father. Like the dad was there, and then then I was in my house, and there was like these things up on the wall, and then I remember having a memory of the number of how much money my parents had in that dream. Yeah, that was like a dream number. But then we figured out she was infected with a certain parasite she was talking about. And then we, and then in Jimmy Neutron, and I asked people to modify and upgrade that. The thing I bought, it was like some sort of like mind reading or something device, like I brought off of a crappy toy store. So let's continue. Like it not like basically it was in my house, but I had to buy it for some reason. All right then, let's continue. And then we were literally on a roller coaster. It was like a roller coaster like thing, and you wouldn't believe the person that was there. Vilgax from the rebooted Ben 10. Can you believe how crazy that dream must have been for me? So then, instead of like the yellowy, grayy, fungy stuff that came out of Luna's head before, it was like this, if any of you have ever played Ark, it's sort of like the substance that the Basilosaurus produces. And to those all non-Ark players, it's basically like an oozy blackish reddish substance with a little bit of pink, inkish, not too much pink. It was mostly darkish reddish. So it was like this, alcoholic or diluted acid mixture that was being sprayed, and it was like killing stuff. And then Vilgax just starts firing lasers because to get rid of it quicker, which somehow did not damage the contraption. And then we got off, and then it said we had backup, and it was like this bird from Sonic. That there was like this other person from Sonic, and then there was King DDD, and he was like, I feel like the virus is leaving me. And then a person said, most likely Vilgax. Like, this just sounds like a weird fan fiction. But aren't dreams just fan fiction that your brain comes up with while you're sleeping with just a bunch of random stuff that you consumed with your mind? Alright then. And then he said, you should go home and get some rest. And then I don't know how we got there, but we were riding a bike, and then there was like this there's like this giant orb just made out of like flesh, blood, and meat, presuming the thing that caused the virus. So then me taking my diagonal the bicycle ride. You're just basically like, and I just start randomly singing Take On Me, and then we went to some place and the dad didn't want us to go there, and then eventually we stopped, and then Dad took control of the motorcycle. Well, I think that's where my dream ends because I woke up. And I really want to finish that dream, but it's really rare when I have occurrences like this where I have dreams that I actually remember and there was actually a storyline going on with a dream. God, I hate it when that happens. I feel like I could literally write a conclusion to that dream. Wait, guys, should I just do a narrative thing where I just do a continuation of that same dream? I don't know how to make polls, so you guys are gonna have to comment down below And I think I'm going to have to take time out of my day to do that. So like, bye guys. Also, keep safe. Wash your hands. And I also heard that fursuits are actually, somehow effective against the virus. It says it's fully covering your hands, which is true. And it's also covering your face so you can't make contact with your face, which is also true. So we may have to design a suit off of that model, but not make it a fursuit and neither have any correlation to animals. But aren't there just things called hazmat suits? And I know what a hazmat suit is, okay? Alright, bye guys. See you in an unknown gap or amount of time later. Dorime.